everybody, welcome back to my channel. That's right, Homeschool. I am Mrs. T. Today we are going to be doing a flip through of Blossom and Root Early Years Volume 1. I'm going to give an overview of this program and I will give you a review as well. We've been using the program now for quite some time and we've gone through a good portion of it. So I want to talk about what our experience has been and whether or not we're going to Volume 2 or considering Blossom and Root for later years. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. So Blossom and Root Early Years Volume 1 is a secular 36-week program that's supposed to be like this all-in-one inclusive curriculum meant for ages 2 through 4. It's very gentle and it's very focused on being out of doors and interactions with your child, a little of interactive play and work between the parent and the kids. Like, it's not like you give your child an activity and you walk away. A lot of it is very heavily involved with the parent and the kid working together. So what makes this particular program pretty unique compared to other curriculum programs are the subjects that it focuses on every week. So it has bundled math and science together. So some weeks you have a little bit more of a focus on the science and others on the math. Sometimes you really don't get one of the other, and sometimes you get a good quantity of both. It has nature, so math and science, nature. It has like a literature and read aloud connection that comes with some activities. It does music, which is really cool. So you focus on a composer or a musician. You do art, so you'll do like a picture study and you review different artists. And then there's also a connectivity and kindness section, and then you explore in the kitchen as well. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys right now the beginning of the book. So at the beginning of the program, it does offer a lot of feedback and suggestions on how you can make the curriculum work for your family, how you can adjust some sample schedules, which I found very helpful. It also has a full list of the books where you can track the different books that you own, which ones you have to buy, which ones you can check out from the library, etc., which is pretty handy. Here are the lists of the artists that you are going to be covering, which include people like Van Gogh, Paul Klee, and more. And then there are also a list of musicians that you're going to study. It's also going to be outlined here in the beginning, which is going to include people like Mozart and Rossini, Chen Yi, and more. So it's pretty neat. It is pretty neat how it outlines it all for you, easy to kind of understand and to see how it's flowing. It's very clear. Now, the week by week is also quite clear. I'll go ahead and show a random week here, but it always starts with the week in nature study. So usually it has your topic and some form for you to explore in nature. You then go into your math and science section, which almost always has this environment and experiences breakdown, and then also some engagement. And sometimes there are more than one activity that they recommend. The next subject here is going to be the week in the arts and drama. There's almost always a picture study. So you'll get the picture that you're studying, the piece of art from the week. You'll get some different ways that you can do your own artistic expression. And then you'll also get some like additional, sometimes they'll like outline additional and optional books that you can supplement to learn about the artist of the week. And this is where they also sometimes do like drama plays and small little like reenactments that your child can be guided through. You then go into the music section, which is going to be exploring a specific musician or composer, listening to the music, and then there's usually a theme. So sometimes you'll be going over like fast and slow tempos, for example, or how like exploring how the instrument that or the music that's playing evokes certain emotions. So it's going to talk a little bit about listening to it and having the music go and then kind of exploring it just a little bit. Sometimes they actually even recommend like different activities here where you're making your own music and taking it one step further. We then go into our kindness and connectivity section, which is usually just a very small thing. Sometimes though, it does involve like buying or like making something for somebody else. interviewing people. It's interesting, the kindness and connectivity. Then you go into the read aloud section, and this is where it's going to recommend one or more picture books that you can read with your child, and they give some alternatives for some weeks for books that might be more difficult to find. And then it always has some different prompts and discussion points. And then almost every single time it has some sort of hands-on activity that relates to the book in some way. And then the last thing that they do for every single week is they do a focus in the kitchen. So it gives you some ideas of how to involve your child in the kitchen and things to explore. Okay, so that's kind of what the curriculum looks like on the inside. That's the content here. Now let's go ahead and briefly talk about what our thoughts are. I wanted to love this program, and I did for part of our homeschooling beginning here. So a little bit of feedback, or a little bit of background, I should say, is I'm a first-time homeschooling mom, and I really didn't know what I was doing. Blossom and Root was one of the very first pieces of curriculum that I picked up, and what drew me to it was the fact that it was this all-in-one inclusive deal. And while that was really great at the beginning, I needed that hand-holding. I needed to find my confidence and my groove. My kids and I needed to start exploring this idea of schooling at home. Eventually, though, it just didn't really fit with the homeschooling style that we really wanted. It wasn't bad. It was just not what we needed. I wanted to be able to have more control about what we were doing for different subjects, and I found that I was working too hard to try to make this fit what I actually wanted to do. And at first I was a little bit afraid to pause using it. And we haven't finished it, and I'll be honest, we're not going to be finishing volume 1, nor are we going to even try to pick up volume 2. It was great for what it gave us, the inspiration that we needed. It helped create our guidance, but I don't feel like it's really the best fit for us right now. That being said, we will definitely be doing the Blossom and Root kindergarten level. We're going to be leveraging some of their bits of the curriculum for that level and higher, because the early years is very different from their later year curriculum. And I did like the content that was in here. I liked I liked it. It just ended up not being the best fit for us at this season. And we're definitely looking forward to picking up Blossom and Root again, just not this early years program. Some of the things that I really did like about this is I loved the picture studies. I thought that was really great. That's what actually resonated, I think, the most with my kid. And then also the music study. I loved this reminder to expose our children to more music than we typically do, right? We don't want to get into the cycle of only listening to things like, Winnie the Pooh and, Coco Melon. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's good to have exposure to other music and to be a little intentional with listening. My toddler in particular loved the Mozart stuff. They had a video, which I will actually link below, that we watched many, many times. And we would have never found it if it wasn't for this curriculum. And my kids loved it. They loved this little video. I would definitely recommend it. But again, that inspiration that came from Blossom and Root was really good. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Let me know if you've used Blossom and Root. What are your thoughts on it? What are your considerations? Was it a good fit for your family or not? I'm definitely curious to know what everybody else thought. Again, the short of it is, it was great at the beginning, but then we found our groove, and this helped us find our groove and make the adjustments we needed. But anyway, that is it, you guys. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon. You have a good day. Bye, everyone.